friends, this is Nate coming to you from Palen Music down here in Springfield, Missouri, and Lord have mercy. Look at this thing. This is a Fender custom shop Telecaster, obviously, but there's some really cool things going on here. If you have a Tele already, you ain't got this. This is really, really interesting. This is a P90 in the neck, first of all. So when I was playing that Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, I started in the middle, and we'll get to that in a second because there's some magic stuff happening. But this P90, oh my Lord, such oomph. And especially when you start in the middle, which to my ear, Nash, correct me if I'm wrong, this feels like it's almost a little out of phase-ish, you know what I mean? It kind of has that just slight little kind of mid-range forward, and it's got a weird scoop on it. I could be wrong, but I feel like it sounds really cool. And then back here, backwards Telecaster pickup. Well, what does that do for you? Well, first of all, the traditional way of doing a Telecaster bridge pickup ain't broke. This is just a different take. Because it's backwards, the bass on it is a little more, it's tighter. And then the treble has a little less harshness to it, which, good Lord, I mean, the Telecaster's been around since 1951, and so guitar players, we have figured out how to kind of rein in all that bite. But this is kind of a cool take on this. I mean, it's... That's the back pickup. That's nice and mellow. And when you set your amp to that, which is how I started this thing, and then you switch to this, it's like you were saying a second ago, Nash, it's kind of Filtron-y almost, this middle position. Yeah. Then, when you set your phaser to stun, and you go to this P90, huge volume boost. I mean, just huge. So, what a cool guitar. It's got like a channel switching system in it, you know, so your amp doesn't have to. Speaking of amps, by the way, this is a 20-watt Milkman CREAMER. If you haven't checked these out, Milkman's thing is kind of taking the Fender sort of ideology and running with it a little bit, because you get a 6V6 or 6L6 tube complement with just a switch, right? So right now the 6V6s are in there, 20 watts. Throw a couple 6Ls in there, boom, hit the switch. Please don't hit the switch for 6L while 6V is in there. Otherwise, you will get your Uncle Terry's burnt-ends dinner smell coming out of this amp, and you won't like it. But other than that, the thing is magnificent. Do you have anything to add about this guy here?
Yeah, it's a really cool feature to have. You know, you can use the 6V6s in the studio for less headroom, and then, you know, if you want to play out and about, a lot of guys use these for pedal steel.
Yeah.
And yeah, that extra headroom is a nice thing to have live.
Yeah, it's very gig-worthy. So, I'm playing this thing. By the way, mahogany, look at the back on this. It's gorgeous. That is the lightest piece of mahogany. I think it's chambered. I think the top of it is chambered. Just, wow, what a cool guitar. So I wanted to show you also, these amps take pedals just fantastically. This is the new WAMPLER PANTHEON. This is the dual overdrive. So we're going to start on the kind of dirty side. I've got treble kind of in the middle. Gain is probably around 1 o'clock. Bass is almost in the middle, just underish. And then volume is straight up in the middle. Very Keith Richards. And to me, this is where you really hear this sort of weird phase thing happening with this guitar. Do you hear that? How it just sounds like the mid-range is just a little bit different, which I love, because that is a tonal option I don't currently have. People are already calling in to ask questions about this guitar. So the back pickup, same sound. Then, when you switch it to this neck pickup. So now this guy is set up to be your lead boost, right? Same thing. You hear how that P90 just puts spoonful of gravy after spoonful of gravy on your taters? Good Lord, this thing's awesome. All right, so let's go to the other side of this WAMPLER. This is like the heavier side. I mean, the gain is like at maybe.
Plenty of gain on tap.
Yeah. I mean, right
Much
now
more than your typical Prince of Tone or King of
yeah,
Tone.
we're like 9 o'clock right now, and you're about to hear some gain. And then volume is about like 11 o'clock. Gain is straight up in the, bass is at 9 o'clock. Gain is straight up in the middle, and then treble is a little bitey, like right around 1. Here we go. The hardest thing on this guitar is I am so programmed when it's lead time to kick back here. You know what I'm saying? The hardest thing is just like, no, baby, this is where we live now. Look at this nice neighborhood. Look, there's a park. You know, I mean, then you get back to here. I don't know if you can hear like that when you switch that middle position. It's just a it's almost it's almost like cocked wah pedal a little bit. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, It's really cool. It's a great guitar. It's a great amp. I mean, you know what? Do this and then do this underneath it, and everybody will be happy. Hey, folks, we've got really cool stuff. I promise you, if you're looking for the right present for somebody or you're just looking for the right present for you, we'll change your life. Palen Music Center, palenmusic.com. Give us a call, 417-882-7006. That's 7006. Nash will answer the phone. He likes talking to you, and so do I. We'll see you soon.